Hey guys, Saturday, April 25th, 2015. Been working on the van a little bit here and there throughout the week in the evenings after work. And I got a couple of strip lights of LEDs installed. Here's a shot of one of the switches. I just made an aluminum bracket for the switch. Turned it on, and there's a small LED on the switch itself. And I don't know if I can get my phone in here to show you, but I'll try. So it's a strip right across the back side of that rail of 12 volt LEDs. So the wire comes in just on the other side of that wall. There is you can kind of see it through there, the common ground that's ground to the frame of the van, and then the ground comes through right there at the bottom up to the switch, and then it runs up across inside that framework, and the power wires off and goes to the circuit box, or the fuse box, and then it goes back down through a hole and it goes to the exact same setup on the front compartment. There's, I don't know, 30 LED lights on that strip, something like that. I didn't count them, but I'm just guessing. And it really lights up this whole box area at night. I've got a couple pictures I'll post at the end of the video showing what it looks like at nighttime. But I'm real happy with the way they came out. They're super cheap, Chinese stuff I bought off of eBay. And the switches also I got off of eBay. They're about $1.25 a piece. And the strip, I got 30 feet, 2 rolls of 15 feet for like $6. Pretty cool. I really like them. I mounted my inverter, Velcro, mount to the side of the battery box underneath here, so when I open this up, it's secure. Won't slide around when I'm driving around, and kind of opens up the storage area just a little bit more. I still have to secure some wires there and get that tied up, but I'm running a couple more circuits. I'm going to run another 12 volt circuit up in front of the bed area, potentially a cabinet to run a 12 volt refrigerator, and a socket for USB plugs for charging laptops and iPhones and that sort of thing. And what else? Let's see, I've been working on finalizing the bed frame. So I came across the back with a 1x4, glued it and screwed it to the framework, to the bed frame that lifts up. And that gives me about 1.5 inch, 2 inch lip right here, about 1.5 inches, maybe 1 3/4 inches. And that'll hold the mattress, so when I lift that up, the mattress pushes up against that lip and keeps it from sliding off the front as I prop up the back of the bed or the front, whichever happens to be. Both ends lift up the same. So I've built a template to put a piece up here and cover that hole on the back, and I still need to build the template and do the same up on the front. Get that glued and screwed on there, and then caulked and painted, and that'll be finished. Tuck these wires a little bit and straighten them out, zip tie them together, or whatever I'm going to do to kind of tidy that up a bit. And yeah, it's coming along really nice. I bought a couple of accessories for the van. I bought a WeatherTech, I believe is the brand, sun visor up front. Stuff is not cheap, but it's really nice. It's silver on the outside and black on the inside, so you can put the silver side out to radiate the heat out away from the inside of the van. Just like a regular sunscreen, I guess, but it's cut to fit the van nicely, and it does a good job. And then in the wintertime, you can turn it around with the black side out to try to bring the heat into the van and prevent or minimize the frosting on the windows from the frost, and we do get frost out here. I repainted my vents so that they match the van a little bit better. Kind of a metallic gray. What else? Oh, hey, we took the... Let me turn this light off. It's nice having that LED so I can just look at it and see if I left the light on or not. Each strip, the front and back, uses, what's it use? 7 watts. 7 watts of power, so I can run those things for a week solid without really wearing the batteries down if I forgot to shut them off. Oh yeah, kind of got burnt and tired of working on the van, and after I got these 2 boards built last night, got them screwed up there this morning. I still need to paint the insides of them and get that finished up, but I just wanted to take a break, take the van out. I really haven't driven it much since I bought it. I drove it back and forth to work a couple times, and put like 130 miles on it. And when I filled it up today before we went on our little day trip, I checked the gas mileage. This has the Triton 5.4 in it, and I got 13 and some change miles to the gallon, and that's going back and forth to work, part highway, part in town driving. And the highway is 75 miles an hour, and I haven't been babying it. I ran the AC a few times. Topped it off and took it out on a trip today. We live about 4,500 feet above sea level, and we drove up through the Rockies there, the southeastern Rockies of Colorado, and put on 124 miles. Maybe 20 miles of that was interstate highway. I drove it at 65, kind of conservative to see what I could do. And then the rest of it was up in the mountains. 55 miles an hour down to 35, depending on exactly where we were at. And it did pretty good. We got back. I had 124 miles on it, topped it off. It took just over 7 gallons to top it off. Did the math on it, and it's 16 point something miles per gallon. I can't remember exactly, 16.2 or something like that, which kind of blows me away with mountain driving. I did not run the AC, and I didn't go over 65 miles an hour. And for this big van, 3/4 ton, full size extended Ford van with a V8, 16.2. So I'm thrilled to death with that. I'm not fully loaded, but I've got it pretty close to, minus personal gear, to how the build out's going to be. I might build a couple small cabinets up there, but I did throw the mattress up here. It's a 8-inch thick memory foam queen size mattress. So it's fairly heavy. I don't know, 100 pounds maybe. And threw a sheet on top of it so the dog could lay up there and be all comfortable, because we couldn't have the dog suffering, of course. And it worked out really nice. You know, he could lay right up on top of the mattress and look out the windows. I think he enjoyed it. But I'm super stoked about the mileage, guys. I'm going to do a few more tests and see how things go on future trips, but as we get it fully loaded up and haul it down the road, see what happens. Now keep in mind, when I bought this van, it had 5, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It had 4 or 5, I don't remember, bench seats in here that I pulled out, and they were not light. So those and the mounting brackets and all the stuff, all that extra weight that I pulled out of this thing before I started my build, I wish that I would have weighed it before I started building on it, but I didn't. I should be able to find out specs, and I'd like to weigh it when I finish and see where I'm at. But I'll put some video on here of the drive, maybe time lapse of the drive up through the mountains. It was a nice day up there today. Still a little bit of snow up at the higher elevations, but it was nice to get out and get away and see what the van will do and kind of give it a test run and see how it drives and the comfortness of it and so on and so forth. I'll post that at the end of the video along with a few pictures as I was going through the process of putting in the lights and these finishing up the bed here. Last thing I have to build on this bed is I'm gonna build some sort of a rod or something to hold this bed up. It's going to be pretty simple, just a couple 2x2 sticks probably, maybe a little bracket to push the stick into to hold it up, because I want to be able to hold it up and lay on it with it propped up like that. And I was able to push it up with the mattress on there, so that's a good test that I was always in question as to whether it would work out or not. It's good to know that it works. And that's where I stand, at least at this point on the van, guys. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks all of the subscribers, and quite a few recently new subscribers to the channel. Hopefully you stay tuned and keep track as I continue this build, and this summer we've got a couple of trips planned in the van. We're going to head back to Iowa and visit some family and stop at several places on the way there and on the way back. And it's going to be all about taking this van out and enjoying it. Again, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to cut it off here. I'm just over 11 minutes on this portion of the video. And hope you all have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you later.